The movie begins when we see a coal mine built on an island in Japan. Here, a lot of Korean workers were being made to work like animals, and then a child is killed by being buried under a rock. Seeing him, all the people there became very sad. The child's dead body is given to his family. Now here we see a Korean man whom all Koreans called their leader. Here, the leader tells 3 children that you 3 have to somehow get out of here tonight and go to Korea, so that you can go there and tell everyone how badly we are being treated here. So for this reason, the leader's man guides the 3 children, after which the 3 children try to escape from this island. But unfortunately, a child is caught. As soon as he sees him, the guards shoot him and kill him, while the other 2 children reach the sea. But they can't escape either. They are also caught by a ship. Later, we're shown the scene of Korea, where Lee, who plays the rock band, is playing the band with his daughter and other band members in a party. After the party is over, Lee meets his friend, who is a detective, because Lee has to go to Japan with his entire band group, and that's why Lee gives some money to his friend, on which his friend agrees to send him there. Then after this, Lee, with his daughter and band group, puts that detective in a ship, where there are many other people besides them. After this, the ship comes to a place and stops. Then Lee finds a lot of his friend's letters lying on the ground there. This means that Lee's friend has deceived him and sent him to the wrong place. And besides Lee, he has also deceived many other people, and all the officers present there fill people on the train and leave to take them to that island. But as soon as they reach that island, all the soldiers, all the officers, start beating all those people. Then all those people request them a lot, that please don't beat us. But they don't listen to any of them, and they separate the women and their children from their families. They take them away from here in another boat, and after seeing this, all the males become very sad. Now all the men are taken to one place, and all their belongings are taken from them. The junior manager of the mine company comes there and tells Lee to play the song of Japan. That's why everyone starts playing that song on his request. And then in the meantime, the senior manager also comes there. He tells all the people who have come from Korea that we welcome you here, and from now on you will work for us. Now all the people here are given their account slip, in which the expenses of coming to this island, living here, and many other expenses are written, whose money the company will deduct from all the workers. Despite taking so much money, they are given dirty insect food. After this, all the people are sent inside the mine to work. After working here, all the people go to take a bath. Now the supervisor here, who is Korean, but he is beating a boy. Seeing this, a Korean gangster named Choi starts fighting with the supervisor. In the meantime, the junior manager of the mine company comes there. Then the Korean gangster, that is Choi, says to the junior manager that I will fight with the supervisor, and if I lose, I will be a slave to all of you. And if I win, I will be the leader of all the workers, for which the junior agrees. After which Choi starts fighting with the supervisor, where he beats him so much that he becomes half dead. But then the senior leader comes here and says that this Japanese wants all of us Koreans to fight with each other. So please don't fight with each other, but under the condition that Choi becomes the leader of all the workers. There, the senior manager is eating with a lot of women and other officers, where there is also a girl. And then the senior manager tells one of his officers to play his favorite song. Hearing this, Lee's daughter says that I sang this song, and the music is given by my father. But the senior manager does not understand her language at all. So, that's why a Korean girl translates what Lee's daughter says to the senior manager. Hearing this, the senior feels very good. That's why Lee is now taken to the senior with his entire band group, where Lee is very happy to see his daughter. On the other hand, at the Korean army base, the officer is given a picture of the leader of the mine and said that you have to somehow get him out of that island, because he is the only person who is the leader of the Koreans there. And then this army officer agrees to this. That's why he himself leaves for that island as a worker. There, the senior manager keeps a party, in which the rest of the members of the mine company also come. And in this party, Lee plays the band with all his friends and makes everyone enjoy a lot. There, the gangsters Choi and the workers are working in the mine. That is in mine number 2. But then there is an incident where a trolley full of coal starts going down. A lot of people became victims and were killed. And because of this, there is also a fire there. After this, the senior manager tells his colleagues to quickly close mine number 2. Because anyway, a lot of coal does not come out of there. And along with that, there are Korean workers there. So even if they die, it won't make any difference to us. So that's why his colleagues do this, and close the mine number 2. And seeing this, the workers inside are very nervous, very scared. But when the senior manager finds out that the leader of the Koreans is also inside that mine, then he orders to somehow get him out of there. Otherwise, all the workers will come there on strike. For this, the Japanese workers now try to open mine number 2. But they also fail in this. There, everyone inside the mine blasts a dynamite, opens the mine, and comes out of there, where that injured Korean leader comes to all the workers. Seeing this, all the workers are very happy. And that army officer was also included in them, who was sent to get this leader out of here. And where later that army officer comes to the leader and tells him that the army has sent me here to take you back. But for this, I will need a telegraph, so that I can contact the army and order a ship here. Hearing this, the leader says that okay, as soon as possible I will arrange for the telegraph. That's why now that army officer comes to Lee and tells him that I need the keys to the officer's room. Because there is a telegraph in that officer's room. But Lee asks him here that first tell me why do you need those keys and why do you want to get that telegraph? Hearing this, the army officer says that because, actually I have come to take that leader from here, and I am an army officer. Hearing this, Lee says that okay, I will give you that key on one condition, that if you take me and my daughter from this island. And hearing this, the army officer also agrees. After this, Lee secretly heats the bunch key of the officer of the candle and takes its print on a film reel. After that, he gives that print to his friend and makes the key. After making the key, he gives it to the army officer, with the help of whom the army officer comes to that cabin, where he contacts the army and orders a ship here. Now at this point, the army officer also gets the Korean account record, but then we see that a plane of many enemies passes over the island. That's why everyone goes to their homes and turns off the lights. Here, taking advantage of this opportunity, the army officer brings that leader to a place. Here he points a gun at him and tells him that I have got the Korean account record in that cabin, according to which all the workers on this island work or die. You don't give their compensation and all their things to people. In fact, half of it goes to the senior manager and the other half goes to your account, because all those papers also have your signature. Hearing this, the leader says that I don't do anything like that. In fact, that senior is trying to trap me. And then in the meantime, Lee also comes here with his daughter. But now there are blasts all over the island, in which that senior also burns. Yes, later all the Japanese go to the bunker and leave all the Koreans there to die. But taking advantage of this, that leader starts running away from here. But to save him, his own special man comes. Here that leader asks his special man, "Did you see that account record?" On which his special man answers yes, that yes I saw. So that's why that leader shoots him here and kills him. And now Lee and his daughter also see this secretly. Now the senior officer of the mine company calls the junior and says that Hitler was killed, and whoever helped the Nazi is being attacked as a criminal. And America has dropped a very dangerous bomb on Hiroshima, because of which the whole of Hiroshima has been destroyed. Now hearing this, the junior manager tells his senior officer that our senior manager is injured because he has been burned in the bomb blast. That's why we need help now. Hearing this, that senior officer says that you do this, kill your senior manager and become a senior yourself. That's why that junior manager does this. That is, he kills the senior manager. The next day, all the Japanese are protesting to get the Koreans out, because a Korean misbehaved with a Japanese girl and later killed her. But the truth is that this girl was forcibly misbehaved by the supervisor. And now to save himself, that supervisor puts all the blame on that gangster, that is Choi. Seeing this, the junior manager tells everyone that I promise all the Japanese, now that the Koreans will definitely be punished for this. That's why the Japanese people take Choi. Now the junior manager tells the leader that I will arrange for you to go from here, but in return, you will have to give me half the money you have earned from the workers. Also, you will have to go from here and tell the Americans that we take good care of the Koreans and take good care of them. Because if they find out that we have such a bad behavior with the Koreans, they will not leave us alive. They will make our conditions worse. And as for the Koreans here, I will bury them in the mine. Hearing this, the leader agrees. But the army officer and Lee's daughter secretly hear this. After this, the leader tells all the Koreans that the Japanese have misled Choi. Also, they treat us very badly. That's why I talked to the senior in this regard, and he even listened to us. That's why we will get good food and more labor from now on. But yes, everyone has to come to the mine in this joy, because there is going to be an event of celebration there. Hearing this, everyone becomes very happy. But then the army officer tells everyone that whatever this leader is saying is a lie, because in fact, he has deceived you. He actually, by joining with the senior and the junior, eats all the money and all the compensation that you get. Hearing this, the leader tells everyone that, no, there is nothing like that. He is lying because he is actually an American spy. So don't believe him. And then Lee shows them the account record. And then Lee's daughter also tells everyone here that yes, the army officer is absolutely right, because he killed his loyal comrade in front of me. And now hearing this, everyone becomes against that leader. That's why the army officer also kills him here. After which now these people had freed Choi too. There the army officer tells everyone that we will leave from here with the help of the coal ship. Hearing this, everyone agrees. That's why some people start making weapons here, so that if there is an attack on them, they can save themselves easily. After this, first of all, that army officer takes over the coal ship with some people, and everyone goes to the bridge of wood from which coal is put in the ship to reach there. But then he sees some soldiers here. That's why Lee distracts them here, where the army officer kills them with his companions. After which now all these people go into the ship through that bridge. Now the rest of the Koreans close the Japanese in the houses and set them on fire. Then doing this, he sees the junior manager. Now here 2 more soldiers see the Korean running. That's why the army officer also shoots them and kills them. But after hearing the sound of the bullet, that senior also sees them. That's why he sends all his soldiers behind them to kill them. That's why now Choi goes with that Korean girl and his companions to fight the Japanese soldiers. Then we see that the rope from which all the Koreans are coming down, that rope also breaks as soon as it is seen. And with the attack of the Japanese, all those people are also killed. That's why all the Koreans start climbing that bridge together. But because of the increased weight, that bridge also breaks, because of which half of the people go into the ship, but half of the people get stuck on this island. Meanwhile, a dangerous fight begins between the Japanese and the Koreans. Then here Lee alone tries to lift that bridge, but he can't lift that bridge. That's why now his daughter comes to help him. And now seeing this, everyone starts lifting that bridge to help him. Then while fighting here, that Korean girl is shot. The bullet is actually fired by the supervisor. That's why Choi gets very angry. That's why he wants to fight that supervisor, where he breaks the bones of his neck and his body and kills him with great mercy. But when he is coming back to that Korean girl, he also gets shot as soon as he sees her. But somehow he comes back to that Korean girl. And then as soon as he sees her, they both die. There Lee is moving forward with his daughter in one place. But then that junior manager shoots him. But Lee also shoots him in return. But when Lee's daughter sees this and starts running towards her father, the junior catches her and makes her a prisoner. So now seeing this, the army officer throws a stone at him, because of which he leaves Lee's daughter. But as soon as that junior shoots Lee, Lee's daughter breaks the bottle bomb on him, because of which that junior starts burning. Then that army officer cuts his throat and tells all the Japanese that senior junior manager and that supervisor have all been killed. That's why we end the war here, because now we are all leaving here. Hearing this, all the Japanese stop here, while the remaining Koreans board the ship through the bridge. But because of being injured, Lee's condition is very bad. That's why in his last moments, he requests that army officer that please take good care of my daughter after my death. And saying this, Lee also dies, because of which his daughter suddenly becomes very sad and breaks. But then all those people see a very big blast in front of them, which happened on Nagasaki due to the bomb drop of America, seeing which all the people are very surprised. Where later, showing Lee's daughter, this movie ends here. Thank you for watching.